Azure Files and the common use cases of file storage. Azure Files offer shared storage for applications using the industry standard SMB protocol and the Network File System NFS protocol. Microsoft Azure virtual machines and cloud services can share file data across application components via mounted shares, and on-premises application can also access file data in the share. That means that multiple VMs can share the same files with both read and write access. You can also read the files using the REST API interface or the storage client libraries. Applications running in Azure virtual machines, Windows, Linux, or other cloud services can mount a file storage share to access file data, just as an application would mount a typical SMB or NFS share. Any number of Azure virtual machines or roles can mount and access the file storage share simultaneously. Azure Files SMB file shares are accessible from Windows, Linux, and macOS client. NFS file shares are accessible from Linux and macOS clients. The common uses of file storage. Azure Files can be used to completely replace or supplement traditional on-premises file servers or NAS devices. Popular operating systems such as Windows, macOS, and Linux can directly mount Azure File shares wherever they are in the world. Azure Files makes it easy to lift and shift applications to the cloud that expect a file share to store file application or user data. Azure File shares can also be replicated with Azure File Sync to Windows servers, either on-premises or in the cloud, for performance and distributed caching of the data where it's being used. Storing shared application settings, for example, in configuration files. Storing diagnostic data such as logs, metrics, and crash dumps in a shared location. Storing tools and utilities needed for developing or administering Azure virtual machines or cloud services. That's covered all the common use cases of file storage for Azure Files.